Hi everybody, Paul Richards here, and in this video, we're going to talk about how your church can live stream directly to senior community living centers. After writing this book, Helping Your Church Live Stream, I have been working with so many churches around the world to get their audiovisual and video production technology in place to start live streaming to spread the message of God. Throughout that process and meeting so many different folks around the world, so many amazing people. If you're one of them, say hi in the comments below. Um, we discovered that many senior living centers would love to have a live stream from their local church to watch on Sunday, and we're going to discuss some of the ways that you can do that from your church. So there's multiple different ways, and this is just going to be a quick presentation. If you want to learn more, in the link below, we did a 30-minute webinar where we really spent some time going over this live on our live show that's every Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern. So let's take a look at a presentation I have. We're going to go through this quickly, so don't worry. The presentation's available below. You can download it, share it, and of course, you can get a free copy of Helping Your Church live stream as well at PTZOptics.com/book. So really quickly, let's go through this presentation. We're going to show you multiple ways to live stream your church services to senior living communities. And it's really eye-opening. There's a church actually in Pennsylvania, only a couple miles from our right here where I am now. And they're live streaming to a local retirement community called MERIS Grove. And this is the Westminster Presbyterian Church, where they live stream their Sunday morning services to the local retirement communities to ensure that members with mobility issues can participate. And there's Reverend Don Lincoln, and they've done such a great job doing this at MERIS Grove. We were going to work more with them soon to kind of bring that story to light. But here's a couple different ways that you can deliver your church's live stream directly to senior living communities. One is you can have a local display in an auditorium style presentation, much like what you're seeing here, and you could just put the YouTube video on, put the Facebook video on. It's that simple. You plug your computer into a projector, have everyone come into the church 15, 20 minutes early, and everyone can do that. And this MERIS Grove Senior Center, it's just so amazing. They're taking communion there. They're accepting donations, and they're doing just an amazing job there. And it was so inspiring for me after writing this book. I thought, let's talk about some of the different ways that churches in different scenarios with different senior living centers can help work with this. So local display and auditorium. You can do a cable TV distribution system, which many local senior living centers have those in place. You can do a local media server with an IPTV system. That's for the more newer, modern senior living centers that are going in. And then finally, you can do an end user decoder, which we'll show you as well. Again, this is all going to be shared online. And here again is one of the best community experiences is to get folks together. So this is very much like a satellite church campus, really, where the residents can get together in a theater and watch the service that's being held. And they actually watch the service before they go into the chapel. So it really just adds to their experience every Sunday. And it's a great way to extend the message of your church beyond the four walls of your facility. And any great church service can be live streamed and shared with audiences across town or across the world. And so this is a great way where, yes, you're live streaming to Facebook, to YouTube, to spread the message of God to young folks, those who were bedridden, those who have been members of your church for a long time, they've moved away. But you can also extend to these great communities that are in your local area. And here you can see they're building a community. This is the MERIS Grove retirement home. They are giving an offering. They're providing communion and giving the residents of the retirement home who it's difficult for them to get to church every Sunday, the church that they maybe have supported their entire lives, and have that kind of satellite campus location available to them. So you can deliver the live streams directly to anyone with a smartphone or a tablet that has internet access. Again, this is like one of the easiest ways. All you got to do is live stream to YouTube and Facebook and let people know how to get to it. And you're covering your bases. They could be anywhere in the world and you're covering that base. And I think that's so great. Now, the issue with folks who are older, who didn't grow up in the digital age, they might not know how to operate Facebook and YouTube, and it might be tedious for them. So what we're going to talk about today is how to get that channel onto their television. And that would be using the cable TV distribution system. And I have coax in, in parentheses there because that's how it's done. So many senior living centers have a cable TV distribution system already in place. And these systems are an easy way to deliver your church broadcast by using a modulator. Now, again, we go over all of this in a more in-depth webinar that I'll link to below. I'm sorry for going so quickly, but I want to cover a lot of this, see what your interests are, and then you can dig further into this presentation and video later. Now, typically there's a head-end distribution point that serves as the content to display through the coax that delivers to all of the televisions in the senior living center, and then you take that remote control and you can go through to them. Now, this is what it looks like. Again, this is all going to be covered in more detail, but you could plug in your computer or a decoder or a digital signage system, plug that into a modulator, which sends it out to all the televisions over coax cable that is probably already in place unless they have an IPTV system. Now, if you have a local media server, that's an IPTV system. These IPTV systems are much more flexible. And again, I'm not going to go over everything, but it's basically like the digital version of coax, if you will. And it really gives you a lot more great features for managing all of the channels that are being sent out. And it's very similar in setup. Now, when you do a local media server, you can ingest content from the YouTube stream. So if you're thinking, how do I get my church's live stream to the cable distribution system or the IPTV system in the senior living center, it just happens right over the internet. It's that simple. It's still really good quality. And we talk a lot about that in this book, Helping Your Church Live Stream, how to deliver good quality directly to the televisions throughout these spaces. And then the final way, one of my kind of the most fun way, is an RTMP decoder. And this actually allows your church to send this box to anybody in the world who has internet access, that's not in China maybe with a firewall, but anyone with internet access plugs it into their television, and then they just change the input of their TV to this input, this HDMI input, and it's always going to have whatever your church's live stream is. Now, you might be thinking, well, our church only live streams on Sunday. Well, on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe you're just live streaming a PowerPoint presentation that's showing the latest community giving things that are happening and the great things that your church is doing. So I know that was a lot. I know it was really fast. We did a much more in-depth webinar in the links below that you can check out. I hope it's helpful for you. If you're interested, get a free copy of Helping Your Church Live Stream at PTZOptics.com/book. Again, I'll put that in the link below. It's called Helping Your Church Live Stream. You can get a copy on Amazon, hand it to your pastor, the volunteers at your church, and start thinking about accommodating those folks who maybe have supported your church for their whole lives and now are unable to attend the church services every Sunday because they're at a senior living center, maybe out of state, maybe across town, but it's just not easy for them to get to church. And in some cases, like MERIS Grove, many seniors are coming together to enjoy these amazing church services. So if your church can deliver that message of God in this way, all the better. And I think it's just amazing. So take care, and don't forget to subscribe. We've got lots of great new videos coming out soon. Bye, everybody.